Hi everybody, Hal Weeks, Stalking the Wild Autoharp, back with you for Blues 2. Last time I showed you how to do the basic boogie woogie. Okay, and we talked about the Bryan Bowers layout and why it was really a great way to play blues. It's so convenient. Now, I'm going to give you another easy tip that you can pull a lot of blues out of your harp. Blues like this is about melody lines and melody licks. And so this is melody stuff, folks. Even though it's tied in with your rhythm and your chords, you're doing licks in your melody. So I'm going to call this 4/7. And 4/7 is to give you a blues note, which is the third of the chord. La, la, la. Okay, and that is found, it's found several places, and I'm going to show you another place in a minute. Your chord that you're using is a major chord, but then all of a sudden you're throwing that minor note on top of it, which is giving you that blues sound that is so distinctive. Remember what I said about the cliches? It's one of those cliches. As we've sort of take cliche as a negative term. It's not a negative thing at all. It's a good thing. It's just the blue thing. So, to play this sound, you're going to use, in Bryan Bowers' layout, you're going to use the 4/7 chord, which adds a note to the scale, which isn't in the major scale. It comes from the minor scale. And so for that, if you're using your, if you're in your boogie woogie position, remember we taught you to turn your hand. Go back and watch that video if you haven't yet. You got your hand turned this way. It falls right there. And so it's a thumb chord. And you can't see my thumb doing it because of how it's laid out, but and it's right there. If I'm in the key of G, which I am now, then C is my 4 chord, and C7 is my 4/7. So find that in your hand. And also, if you are in your standard playing, all 3 majors in a row, it's still your thumb, and it's still right there underneath your 4 chord, which is being played by your index finger. So if you're in this position, it's there. If you are in this position, it's right there too. The 4/7 chord. Then when you go to your 4 chord, remember how I've got you shifting your whole hand up from the 1 to the 4, then it's your 4/7 of your 4 chord. So it's in that same positional relativity to your 4 chord. In other words, now you're using your C chord for your 4 chord, and you're lined up on all 3 of these, and you're going to be using your F7 chord for that. And so that sounds like this. I'm going to just use the 1 and the 4/7. You'll see there's some missing notes. We learned to pick those up elsewhere. I'm just going da 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 da. move these two together like a fork. And now you're using C and F7. And you can go down to the 5 now. So it's almost like those two buttons, the main chord, like G and C7, and then C and F7, and then D and G7, create this whole bluesy little scale depending on how you toggle it. Now, of course, you have to go up and down with your other hand and hear and concoct a melody that is fluid using this. And using your other boogie-woogie position that I taught you in the last video, using the 3. So let's use those 3, and I'll play you a little thing before I show you the next thing. You ready? You sure? Okay, so that was just the boogie-woogie position and the 4/7 chords coming out in that little blues passage. Takes some practice, yes. Give it time. I mean, it's way easier than doing it on a piano instrument or something. But you have to learn and listen and allow your hands to track where you want those melody notes to be, and teach your fingers how to move, and then allow them to help you discover where you want to be. Because they will catch on to this before you will catch on to it. So allow that to happen. Let's talk. I said I would do another one for you. This one is I call 4 in a row. So we've done the boogie-woogie 3 in a row this way. And we've done the 4/7 thing. 4/7 of each one of the chords. Now, let's do this one. This is 4 in a row. This one gives you also that same note. Here's the 4/7. Oh, let's put her do it on G. But you can get that same note by going to B flat. And you can toggle to play melody. And you can walk back to it. So you've left G and you've gone to B flat. So it's down 4, you see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can use those intervening buttons, especially the 4 chord of your home plate. So your C button, in this case, G, B flat, which gives you that B flat note that you also had in the C7 chord. The B flat, and then walk back through the C chord to the G. And you can also throw in that F chord. Now this is going to take some practice to know what note you're going to get. I'm damping there. That's a different discipline to learn. Then when you move, say here, now I'm using my E flat chord, which is a terrible chord on the Autoharp, and it doesn't have bass notes. So when you play E flat, if you play E flat, make sure to do it in the treble side of the instrument, because otherwise you're just going to get that. Back to the G. And I move everything back to where it was in order to do the E flat. And the way we do it at Daigle Autoharps, the Bryan Bowers layout has an E flat chord here because there's not another button here. So we move it here to give you an E flat. So I'm using that one there. For the 4 chord C here, that's the 4 chord in G. That, by the way, is G, C, or excuse me, G, B flat, either F or C, and back to G. Let's use the C chord in the middle. So we go G, B flat, C, G. Change. Now we're going to move everything down to do the 5, which is D. And then skip over the G, go back to the E flat chord up here. And back to the G. So these are the principles that I've taught you. I've taught you the 4/7, and I've taught you the down 4 thing, okay, which uses 4 in a row, and the 4 in the row thing can, if you loosen it up, you can get all kinds of really cool things. So I'm going to do that for you now. So, blues, Autoharp. Who knew, right? Thanks for watching. I'm Hal Weeks. Play with these. Have a blast. If you want some lessons, I can help you with this. When you're ready, If you're not ready, I can help you get ready. But I got to see you play, I got to hear you play, and I got to watch and make suggestions for you to practice. These videos are support for those lessons, because what I do is I teach you something, and then I turn you loose on it for a week or two, and I send you the video in which I teach the technique that you're working on, and you can practice with the video and apply it not to some music that I've handed you. Now play this. No, I have you learn your own repertoire, whatever you want to learn, and apply it to the song you know and that you want to learn. So, lessons, Patreon. If you want to give back because I've given to you a free lesson, you can do that through Patreon by throwing me $1 or $5 a month. Patreon.com/HalWeeks. If you want lessons, go to my website, halweeks.com. Thanks for watching Stalking the Wild Autoharp. I'll catch you next time, and we'll have a ball. Bye-bye.